Hello Aries, and welcome to your reading for the week of February 27th through March 3rd, 2024. As you can see, I'm doing this in a different location today, but I'll be back in my regular location for the next time. This is a reading for you if you are an Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising, or have some other significant Aries placement in your chart. If you are new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you here, and if you are returning, welcome back. In both cases, I do hope that this is a good reading for you, and that I have some good news to impart to you. If you are interested at all, in the description below, there is a link to my website, my coaching website, which is called liminalreiki.com. My business is called Transition Life Coaching, and I have links to my social media. And also I have my PayPal donation link for people who like to donate towards readings. And again, that's obviously completely up to whether an individual wants to or not, but all those links are down in the description below. And I want to say thank you to those of you who have donated. That's been very kind and very helpful with the work that I'm doing. Okay, so if you're not familiar with how I do these readings, I do a full horoscope spread using the houses of astrology as my jumping off point. And I read from the Way of Cartouche deck, Marie Hope's Way of Cartouche, and I will clarify with the tarot deck. This week I am using the Spirit Within Tarot. And our Oracle card of the week, which will be at the end, I'm going to be using the Black Moon Astrology cards. So let's start at the beginning. Okay, so your first house is your own energy, Aries energy. This is about your personality, how you present yourself to the world, how you want others to see you. We have Nepotus with the Page of Wands. So this is interesting because Page of Wands has a strong energy of, well, certainly there's a passion, there's an excitement. This usually brings new beginnings, new starts, new plans, okay? So you may be doing some level of reinvention, you may be preparing for something. Wands definitely have a lot of passion to them, so there could be something new that you are very excited about, or that you are certainly displaying a kind of enthusiasm for something. Now, of course, we have this with Nepotus. So Nepotus is actually, it's almost the opposite kind of a thing, because Nepotus is saying that you are holding back in some way. This is the way that you are not, that there's an enthusiasm here, but somehow you're not showing it to people. And maybe it's just that there are still things perhaps that you are discovering about yourself right now. So very interesting energy here. I feel like you are some of you are very much on the edge of your seat, excited about something, or looking forward to something that's kind of new here. With the Page of Wands, there's a lot of new energy. I do notice that straight across in the house that it connects the seventh house, which is this is you, that's your relationship house, that's Libra. You actually have the Page of Swords. So you have two pages here, which I think is interesting. And I'm just trying to see if you have any others. You do have a King and a Queen card, but I do find it's interesting that you've got two pages opposite each other. So I don't know if this excitement is about a new relationship or about an interest in somebody, but whatever it is, I feel like you are not showing this to people right now. Like you're still kind of hiding out. And Nepotus may also indicate that as excited as you are, maybe there's things you're not sure about, or things that you're not sure how you feel at this moment, or there could just be some things that seem a little cloudy because there's strong Neptune energy attached to Nepotus. So yeah, interesting. You're excited, but maybe kind of keeping it to yourself for now. Second house is Taurus energy. This has to do with your finances. It has to do with your possessions, what you value, and your own personal finance, I should say. Whereas the eighth house has to do with joint finances. Now we have the Ankh with the Devil. Okay, so this is interesting. Now the Devil, see, the Ankh has to do with something. I connect Ankh to things that are authentically ours, things that help make us live. It can have to do with luxury and luxury items. Ankh is definitely connected to love. So there may be a strong love energy here with the Ankh. Perhaps you are spending money on things that you love, or on luxury items. I mean, with the Devil, that is entirely possible, because the Devil often has to do with, I don't know, it can be, for some people, it could just be a bad habit. It could be like, spending a lot of money on things that maybe you don't need right now, or there definitely seems to be this idea of luxury spending here with these two here. So that may apply for some people. If you say, no, I'm not actually doing that, then I don't know. I feel like there's this, there's some kind of energy here around your attachment to money. Because the devil often indicates an attachment to things, an attachment that toxic, wouldn't possibly toxic, but also just maybe something that is not healthy. Maybe it's an attachment that you need to loosen up or let go of. Okay, but there may be a strong attachment to finances here. But there does seem to be something connected to either to love or just to enjoyment of your money. So I don't know. This could literally just be you spending your time wanting to spend your money on something that you enjoy rather than just being entirely practical. I mean, the devil is Capricorn energy, but it definitely has that element of sensuality to it. That's the thing I would say these two have in common, is there's a real strong sensual element to this. So I don't know. This could be luxurious spending, and it may be warning you be careful about overspending. Or it could be that there's some kind of an attachment to money and maybe trying to find this kind of head-heart balance in terms of what you're doing with your finances. Third house is Gemini energy. This has to do with messages, communications, self-employment if you are self-employed, brother-sister relationships if you have siblings. And it can also, short distance travel, things like that is also connected to Gemini. This is Gemini energy. Okay, we have Crook and Flail with the Five of Wands. So this suggests to me that there may be some arguments here about the rightness of something, or whether or not somebody's right or doing the right thing. Because Crook and Flail definitely has to do with being on the right side of something, either legally being on the right side of something. So I don't know if there's disputes that have to do with taxes or something legal or something like that. It doesn't have to be. It can also just be a sense of, like if there's some kind of dispute over what the right course of action is, maybe whether this has to do with the business, whether this is a family thing. Because Five of Wands here definitely indicates there's some kind of quarreling or back and forth. Now, Five of Wands is not a serious quarrel. Sometimes it's just competition or it's playful. So it could just be, you're in competition with others and maybe trying to find a way to make yourself stand out. I don't know. All these things are possible here. But if there is a quarrel, Crook and Flail here would suggest that that you are taking, that whatever viewpoint you have on the situation, you are in the right. And what you are doing, in spite of any struggles, it's not like you're stepping, this is a card of not stepping on the toes of authority figures, okay? So there's definitely a sense of feeling like a rightness to something maybe within a quarrel. So take that as it resonates. Fourth house, this is Cancer energy. This has to do with your home, your family, your sense of security, potentially your mother. Now you have Lotus with the Seven of Cups. Okay. So Lotus seems to indicate a need for calming the mind. It could just simply be saying that your home is a safe haven or a space where you feel, protected. But it can also sometimes show up when we have had anxiety and there's a need to relax, be secure, be grounded, take a deep breath, not let our anxieties get away with us. The Seven of Cups can indicate a situation where there's too many possibilities. And it's hard to know. I feel like there's a sense of trying to separate fact from fiction with this card. So you may be, you're looking at all these cups here and it's kind of like, okay, well, which one of these actually contains something real? So whether this pertains to a family situation or something connected to your home or a home situation, I don't know, or just your own sense of security, there definitely seems to be this strong energy here of, again, it's interesting. Okay, if I'm going to the first house, you have Nephthys in the first house, right? And this is interesting because Nephthys is card 7, right? And we have Lotus, which is card 16. So 1 plus 6 is 7. And this is card 7. So I don't know if the number 7 is relevant here. It could be some kind of a situation that is coming up 7 days, weeks, months, the month of July, because it's the 7th month. All those things are possible, but not necessarily. I feel like it's something that if you're in this situation, you might take note of and see if something does come about in that time period. But, timing with tarot is always hit or miss. And this is a general reading, so that might just be something very specific for somebody. But sevens are moving us into, we're moving towards the end of something, but sevens bring certain challenges. And in fact, I was just looking, you've got 3 sevens in this reading, 3 out of 4 sevens. So the number 7 definitely seems to be significant here. And I'm just trying to see if you have any other sevens. 11, 9, 4, 2. Yeah, those are the ones. But yeah, so this 7 energy is one. It does bring a certain level of conflict because or indecisiveness, or sometimes a need to stand your ground, or to, maybe there may be questioning other people's motives. I mean, there's a whole lot that goes along with 7s, but this is something where maybe you're not sure if something is a delusion or whether or not, out of all the options, like trying to figure out which one to pick. So I'm not sure what this has to do with the family situation. I mean, the fact that you got the 5 of Wands here, there could be some disagreement in the family about something, or about how to do something, or about maybe trying to make a decision and not sure you have all of the facts. So I don't know. So this is interesting. Take this as it resonates, but it seems like that whatever this confusion is here, there is a need to, again, calm the mind, stay grounded, maybe, calm, so you can take the emotional component out of it. I feel like there may be strong feelings around something that may connect to this strong Page of Wands energy that we have at the top here. And there may be something about finances here, because I feel like the Devil we may be having some kind of an attachment to a financial situation. Like maybe there's something we really want to do, but we may have certain attitudes or inherited behaviors that are holding us back in some way. So I don't know. This is interesting. So take that as it resonates for you. It may be different for everybody, but yeah, very interesting there. Okay, 5th house, Leo energy. This has to do with creativity, with children, with love affairs. This can have to do with with recreation and leisure and that kind of thing. Now, obviously, when we say creativity, children, and love affairs, it's not going to be all 3 of those things. So you take which one resonates. Now, for somebody here, this is about a love affair, because you do have the 2 of Cups here. So this is definitely this idea of love that we have here with this card. So for somebody, this could be a new relationship. This could just be a deepening relationship. We do have the Water card here. So water has to do with that which is it's very strongly emotional, but it can have to do with a situation that is moving or changing. So if there has been a situation, a potential love situation that has been stuck, this would suggest movement, okay? It can also suggest something that is currently changeable, moving, or dynamic. It also, this just jumped into my mind. For some people, this could also just have to do with, could be somebody at a distance too. Maybe somebody across water. I don't know. That's possible here too. Not necessarily, but that's possible. In any case, there's very strong emotional current here. And if you're not in a situation, let's just say you're married already, or you're not involved with anyone or looking for anyone, this could be a situation that has to do with a creative project. And in which case, maybe something that this could be about movement or action in connection with that. Again, very strongly emotional stuff here. And in that case, this could be somebody who comes in who is able to assist or help with this particular situation or project. 6th house, this is Virgo energy. This is about work and service to others. It can be about our health. It can also be about things we're worried or concerned about. And we have Ta with the Hanged Man here. Okay, so the Hanged Man, again, this is the idea of something that's stuck here. Now, Ta would have to certainly seems to be connected to work or a work situation, because this has to do with building something. It's like building your craft, or the master craftsman, or trying to, putting the legwork in, putting the elbow grease into getting something done. This is Capricorn energy, and it's definitely about working and working hard. However, with Hanged Man, there could be certain things that are stuck or that are not moving forward for you. And this may be a situation where you need to look at the bigger picture. Hanged Man often indicates when we need to step back and take a bigger perspective. And looking at some of the things here, I feel like, okay, if I go back and I connect it to the stuff here, I feel like there could be something that you're very excited about doing. Maybe there's a new project or a new prospect or a new job prospect or something. But there may be places where you are stuck or are hung up or can't move forward. And this may be saying, okay, before you move ahead, you may want to step back and look at that bigger picture. This also implies to me, like if I'm looking at Nephthys here, and if I'm looking at the 5 of Wands, the 7 of Cups, I mean, it just could be something, there could be some aspect of something that's too good to be true. So you want to make sure that you're understanding all the implications of what you're doing and what you're looking at. And it just may be that you don't, that you want to make sure that you're not, you're not chasing something that's illusory here. It's not necessarily saying that you are, but just that you need to look at the bigger picture in terms of something that you're working on here. So whether this has to do specifically with a job or a service, or whether this has to do with just something you've been concerned about, I don't see a strong health implication here. Ta would indicate, of course, more robust health. Certainly, this is a card of particularly of masculinity. It's connected to that, but there definitely is a lot of strength, manual dexterity, and things like that associated with Ta. But Hangman could indicate a situation that's not moving, or maybe you're waiting on something. Again, take it as it resonates. I'm trying to cover all bases in this reading, so some of these aspects are going to apply to you and some are not. But yeah. There's definitely seems to be something here where you need to take a broader perspective on it. Okay, I think we already talked a little bit about the 7th house, which is Libra energy, and this is about relationships, marriages, legal partnerships of all kinds, including contractual relationships. And indeed, you could potentially have a contractual relationship with the Page of Swords. It could be some kind of successful partnership that is centering around some kind of documents that need to be signed. But there's also the possibility here, and this is interesting to me. I feel like, okay, just seeing this here, seeing this 2 of Cups here in your love affair house, and also seeing the fact that in your 1st house, there's something about yourself that you're excited about but not revealing. I do wonder if some of you are like watching somebody, like somebody you're interested in, or somebody's watching you. It's one way or the other. Like there's this sense of watching or being watched by somebody, maybe somebody following your social media accounts or something. And there seems to be somebody who's very successful, or maybe it's a relationship that you would like to have. So this is either a very successful partner or just having success in overcoming any obstacles with a partnership. But I feel like this is more, there's something very not direct about this. You've got this in both the 1st and the 7th houses. So there's this idea of working behind the scenes, or listening or hearing gossip, or listening to gossip. There's definitely something here about like trying to find things out not through normal means. More through maybe trying to find out other people's opinion, or listening to hearsay or gossip. So that's only something to be, that's why I feel like there's this, there's definitely this sense of, because the 1st and 7th house, I feel like they both connect to us and how we relate to others. So there's something that I feel like you're not being forthright about, but winged disc seems to indicate whatever it is, it's going to be successful. Now, if you're already married or in a relationship or something like that, like I've indicated, this could be a contractual relationship with somebody that's going to be successful. Or if there's something connected to a marriage situation, maybe there's gossip or something you learned about your partner, or there's just some talk, we see this conflict in the family. Maybe if you're married, there could be some family drama around something, and maybe people are gossiping. I don't know. Whatever it is, it seems like it's going to come out okay in the end. 8th house. Okay, this is Scorpio energy. This is the house of transformation. Has to do with, deeper and more esoteric matters. I feel like it has to do more with the current of change in your life. At least that's how it behaves in these readings. And it can also be about other people's money as well. This is the joint finance house. And indeed, you do have the twins here. So the twins could indicate a joint financial arrangement. Now, with the devil in the opposite house, maybe this is something that you want to get out of. This may be a joint financial arrangement that you're not interested in being involved in. But we also have the Ankh here. So I do wonder if this is like the idea of, somebody getting married and now joining their finances together. If it's not about that, then this does seem like there could be a relationship coming in of significance. Now it doesn't have to be a love relationship, it might be, but it could also be just something that's going to initiate significant change in your life, because this is the house of transformation. Now, of course, it's here with the King of Cups. So for some people, this definitely is a love relationship, because King of Cups, again, very strongly emotional. You have a lot of energy here around relationships and emotion and this idea of a successful relationship. So I don't know. Whether this King of Cups certainly implies an emotional kind of relationship, Or a situation, interestingly, that is not quite the opposite, but like where there is strong emotions and you're holding them back. And that would fit in with what we're seeing with Nepotis here, and even with this Page of Swords of kind of not operating above board, operating in the background. But if that is the case, if there is some relationship or person that you have your eye on and you're maybe not sure, not really, maybe you're insecure, not sure how to proceed, maybe you're shy. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're Aries, but you know, that doesn't mean you can't be shy. This seems to point into a relationship of significance. So if you are single, I wouldn't necessarily normally translate that in this house as meaning that, and maybe you are thinking about finances, like maybe you are thinking about somebody in terms of marriage or something and thinking like, well, gee, what is this going to mean if I tie my finances to this person? Like there could be, I don't know, there could be a lot of thoughts around that, especially with what I'm seeing in the second house as well. So I don't know. That may not be true for everybody. That may just be one person watching this, but regardless, I feel like there is going to be a significant relationship. Another possibility is here that this could be a water sign person. It says king, but it doesn't have to be a man, but could be a man, but it's, so that would be somebody who's either Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, possibly. There could be a joint arrangement with somebody like that, or this has a strongly emotional component. So take that as it resonates here, but there definitely seems to be a partnership element coming in, whether it has to do with love or whether it has to do with a project of some kind or venture. Okay, 9th house is Sagittarius energy. So this has to do with long distance travel. It has to do with higher education, religious organizations. I mean, it has to do with anything that has to do with expanding knowledge and the institutions that have to do with expanding knowledge. Okay, so you have the Six of Wands with Bast. Okay, so this indicates, okay, Six of Wands is definitely a card of leadership and recognition, being recognized as a leader for something that you do. And Bast has a very strong, I mean, it can be a card of like, you know, liking attention and things like that. I mean, we see a little cat appear because Bast is a cat goddess. But there's also, this is also very strongly connected to creative work. So work in the arts, music, dance, sometimes even things like that require grace, like sports or something. You know, I mean, there's a strong physical component to it, but a strong artistic one. So maybe you're somebody regarded as a leader in the arts or in music or something like that. That's possible here. And that perhaps there's something that you are doing that's connected to education in some way. Or it could be that you are being educated in this. But see, with the Six of Wands, I feel like whatever this is, you are a leader here. You are perceived as a leader. So take it as it resonates. This also can have to do with legal matters as well. So I don't know if that applies for some of you. But whatever this is, I feel like there's something that you may be doing that may be centered around either education or expanding your horizons some way in connection to something maybe artistic or creative or musical. And if you say, well, gee, it's none of those things, then this could just be a situation, again, where you are, it's maybe more about how you feel about something rather than, how something that you're thinking about in a very sort of clinical, detached kind of a way. It's like, more like heart over mind. Although Bast also can have to do with healing. So for some of you, maybe this does have to do with educating people in something having to do with especially mental healing, okay? So all of those things are possible. You would know what resonates for you. But there's definitely this idea of you taking a leadership role in something. So yeah, so take that as it resonates. You may have some expertise that people are interested in that's connected to that. Okay, 10th house, Capricorn energy. So this is career, reputation, fame, what you're leaving for others in terms of a legacy. And when I say legacy, I don't necessarily, could be a financial one, but I'm thinking more in terms of, what talent of yours you give to the world kind of thing. Okay, so we have Anubis with the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands is somebody who's on the offensive. I mean, you see this person trying to fight off the staves. And it's interesting because we have the Five of Wands down here. Now, they're not in opposite houses to each other, but I feel like there may be communications. If some of you are in your own business, maybe there's some kind of competition or maybe something that you're being criticized for or some situation. I feel like there's some situations here. And yeah, you've got it exactly opposite the Seven of Cups. So there's this strong 7 energy of feeling like what's right, what's the thing to do, how do I stand my ground in what I'm doing? Because 7 of Wands is about you standing your ground and saying, you know, fighting off critics or fighting off people who you feel are maybe getting involved and don't understand what you're doing, or at least responding to that. Of course, we have it with Anubis, so however you're responding, you're probably responding very diplomatically. You may even have a sense of humor about it. So yeah, there's definitely this strong sense here. Like, we're seeing you as a leader over here of some kind, but we also see you kind of as having to do a lot of negotiating, certainly, or maybe just trying to deal with critiques maybe of what it is that you're doing. But there definitely seems to be a sense that, you know, again, like we have this crook and flail down here. It relates to that. Like, you know what you're doing, you can stand your ground, and you can talk your way through something, okay? Now, if you don't think that's happening for you, then, you know, Anubis can also indicate travel in connection to work. That's also possible. But yeah, there definitely seems to be this idea of some kind of hoops to jump through, or some kind of, not necessarily pushback, but certainly questions maybe at least that need to be addressed here. Okay, 11th house. This is Aquarius energy, and Aquarius has to do with your friendships, your social circles, your business networking. It can have to do with your goals, your destiny. Okay, and we have fire with the Queen of Wands. So, okay, this is in your house of friendship. So there's a friend, somebody who's perhaps a friend here. Could be a fire sign with all this fire energy, but there's a lot of passion here. So either you have friends who are passionate about what you're doing, or you have a particular friend that you are passionate about. Now, this is opposite the 5th house, so maybe this is a friend that you want to get into a relationship with. Queen of Wands can be a fire sign person, could be Aries, Leo, or Sag, but this also could just be a person with a very fiery personality, you know, the kind of proverbial like redhead type person. Doesn't have to be female either. If a man's watching this reading, this could represent, well, sorry, if it's a woman watching this reading, this could represent a man. If again, assuming, or somebody who's interested in men, that this could be the gender doesn't matter, I guess is what I'm saying. But there just seems to be, fire just seems like there's a big inspiration here. So I don't know. There seems like there's somebody here in your friend group who is maybe somebody who's ambitious, who's a go-getter. And I'm feeling like this person is somehow connected to this other things that are going on here. Like, and because it's in the house of friendship, this is why I think it's another person and not you, even though you are a fire sign. I think this is somebody whose like fire matches yours in some way. And this may be a person who is inspired, maybe is somebody who's going to help you resolve problems. We do see this successful partnership over here. But with Page of Swords, maybe this person doesn't know it, okay? So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this could be somebody, it could be a romantic thing, but I feel like this is also somebody who might be helping you. I don't know. I'm looking at this educational kind of partnership over here, and also the fact that you've got the twins over here. I just feel like whether this person's a love interest or not, it just seems like either somebody who has a lot of passion for something you're working on, who might be able to assist you in what you're doing, or there's just this idea of either strong inspiration, strong passion, or a strong need to burn up solve problems by, being inspired to solve problems and that kind of a thing. But yeah, that's what I just keep hearing in my head. Like, there's a strong fire for somebody here, or somebody who's very fiery, who may be able to assist you in what you're doing. Okay, 12th house, Pisces energy. Pisces has to do with what's hidden, maybe what we're afraid of, maybe we're kind of repressing or not acknowledging, certainly not what we're showing to people, like with the 1st house. Okay, and we have Sirius with the 7 of Swords. Now, I swear, Aries, that I've seen the 7 of Swords for you in recent history. And 7 of Swords indicates, again, there's this idea of, this could be about negotiation and so forth, but it also may be about, there's about secrecy and self-sabotage. Like, there's something, it's almost like you're either afraid to show people something, or you're afraid other people are not showing you something, or are hiding something from you, or maybe you're being sneaky or tricky in some way. And I feel like this might be connected to this relationship, because we have this Page of Swords energy over here, and I feel like they're very similar. So for somebody, maybe there's a concern that somebody is not what they appear to be, or that they may be hiding something from you. We have Sirius here as well. So Sirius, and it's interesting because this is across from the 6th house, and you have the Hanged Man. And while this is Aquarius energy and this is Pisces energy, the Hanged Man is about taking a broader perspective, and that's also what this card's about. So I have a feeling, and this is also the house of worry, so I have a feeling there's something you're concerned about. Maybe, again, maybe you think that there's something here that's not seen that you have to be concerned about. Whether you're conscious, or you may not even be conscious that you are. But this can almost be a self-sabotaging influence. So Sirius is, again, telling you you've got to think outside the box. Stretch your boundaries. Don't stay in thinking, any kind of limited thinking patterns and so forth like we have with the Devil over here. I think you need to get outside of those. There's definitely a need to look at something from a broader perspective. And that's, yeah, the cross houses are definitely showing that there's something that you may be looking at in a very limited capacity, and you don't want to sabotage yourself, okay? Now, overall, we have Osiris with the King of Pentacles. So this is great. I mean, this is your energy. This is also potentially Sag, but Osiris indicates, yeah, you being a leader. I mean, it fits right in with the 6 of Wands here. You are a leader. You have good judgment. You are in a solid position. Everything is, you've got your feet on the ground. And with the King of Pentacles, I mean, this is the card of the person who has money, who has... who's got it under control, who has a good business sense, and who, very, very strong, both fire and earth here. Like there's strong, grounded energy here. So I feel like overall, you're actually in a very good position. You may be very materially focused or focused on work right now, or making changes to your work. And I feel like you're being inspired to do something new. But right now, I feel like you're kind of keeping it to yourself. And this may involve somebody else who may or may not be a romantic partner, though for at least certain people, it is going to be also a romantic partnership. But yeah, there's definitely a need to change your way of thinking here about certain things. So let's draw a Black Moon astrology card for you to kind of sum up for this week. Let's see if we can... This is what does Aries need to know for the week of February 27th through March 3rd. Okay. Your card of the week is Mercury retrograde. Okay, now Mercury retrograde means that we have to take a step back. We may have past situations that are starting over again, whether it's with the same people or whether you feel like it's a returning situation. Maybe that's why you have the 7 of Swords. Maybe you're thinking like, oh, maybe there's a new thing coming up, but maybe you're, there's something about it that's causing you to reevaluate past situations. So Mercury retrograde right now would be saying this is a time for evaluation, for thinking about things, not necessarily for moving forward, because there could be miscommunications. There could be things that you're missing. I mean, certainly you've got all this Neptune energy. You've got Nephthys, you've got the 7 of Cups. So there could be just something where you may not have all the information. You may, there may be some miscommunication. There may be things you're not seeing clearly. So this is a time to step back and finish old business right now. Like get old business cleared up, and then before you and evaluate where you are with everything before you move ahead. So Mercury retrograde, yeah, I mean things I think basically look good for you, but I feel like there's some things that you've got all this 7 energy that says to me that you're kind of, you're not. You really are kind of past. You've got 5, 6, and 7 of Wands here. Okay, so you've moved from the 5 to the 6 to the 7. So that's good. It's all moving in the right direction. But I feel like there's still things that you need to get clear on before you move ahead. So that's your reading for this week, Aries. I really hope this was helpful. If you did enjoy this reading, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. And also consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't hit the notification bell so you don't miss these. I'm probably going to move to doing these bi-weekly after this week. Whatever the schedule ends up being, I don't want you to miss a video. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.